Well, you know, you've had a lot of options, even coming off the title defeat. But when did it become Ian that you knew you were going to be facing next?
I think it became Ian once Kamaru Usman turned the fight down and ran away. Ian's one of the guys that's always willing to fight somebody and fight the toughest test. So he was coming off a big win against Prates, so it made the most sense.
Ian's by no means a small-named fighter, but Kamaru and you would have been a real big fight. Are you disappointed Kamaru wasn't interested in taking that fight?
I'm not disappointed. I just know that he was afraid. So, like, for me, I've been trying to fight him for a long time, and it just confirmed my thoughts that he's a coward.
How hard did you punch or hit him when you guys had that podcast? Like, how big a connection did you make? How big a fight was that actually?
It was one of those slaps that leave an imprint on your face.
Ian is obviously by no means a shy guy. He was in here earlier saying he's going to knock you out and all this, all of the usual predictions you can expect. What do you make of Ian Garry as a fighter, and where do you think you'll have your success against him?
I mean, he's a better talker than he is a fighter, right? I think when we get into the cage, those words aren't going to mean anything. Like, I'm going to be standing in front of you, then you have to put those words to action. And when he tries to put them to action, my reaction is going to break him. And he's going to fold, and we've seen him even in his last fight. He was close to breaking point. I'm going to let him reach that breaking point.
He does not believe that you're intending to stand with him. I saw your comments from earlier this week that you will and you'll finish him on the feet. So break it down for us. Is that just talk? Is that what you want to do and have plan B and C if you need to? Where are your strategies lying for this fight?
I mean, I think I'm the best fighter in division, complete fighter in division. He doesn't think I'm just going to stand with him. That's because he doesn't know, right? Nobody knows. I can do whatever I want in the cage, and that's what I'm going to do to him in the cage, whatever I want. So if I want to keep it standing, I'm going to keep it standing. If I want to take it down, I'm going to take it down. If I want to make it a taekwondo match, I'm going to make it a taekwondo match. Like, his only option to win is to run. And you're not going to be able to get away from me when that cage door is closed.
You were obviously champion, and I know that you never wanted to fight Islam Makhachev because of your friendship and stuff like that. But since you've held the belt, you know what it's like to be champion. Is that now a position that you're willing to change and that you would compete against him to get your title back?
I mean, your goal is always to be the best in the world. But for me to be the best in the world, I got to win this Saturday. So my full focus, my aim, is on Ian Garry's head.
In contrast, Ian Garry has his next 5 fights planned out. Curious if you think he's overlooking you when he starts talking like that, or if it's just his way of hyping himself up.
No, I think he's good at, like, reading a script, right? His writers, his wife, they're all writing stuff down for him to say. So he's good at reading it, but you're not good at putting it to action. Like, anybody could have their thoughts, their plans, their future written down, but we're still in the present. And Saturday night, I'm going to have to change the story.
Hi, Belal. If you beat Ian Garry, will you call out Islam Makhachev?
It's not if, it's when I will beat him. And tune in Saturday, I'll let you know.
Belal, hello. First of all, good luck on Saturday. And,
Thank you.
Yeah, just to kind of touch up on the comments that you made about the fight being held on the feet for most of the for most part of it, and that you wanted to finish Ian on the feet. So basically, what he said is, and also not him, but some people just made comments, I guess, that since technically you are more known for your wrestling, for your grappling, that that's where your accolades are. Just to say that, wouldn't it be just easier to pursue that path than just finishing on the feet?
Easier? I'm going to make the fight easy no matter what it is. Like, the training, the people I'm training with are the best in the world. Like, I've been getting beat up by a 17-year-old. Shout out to Albert Bahamundez for the last 5 weeks. This kid is an amazing striker. He's better than Ian. And the things, when you're training with guys like that, you level up in all aspects. So for me, I feel unbeatable right now. And if I want to make it a kickboxing match, I'll make it a kickboxing match, and I think it'll be easy, right? The hard part's over. The hard part was the training, the 6 weeks, the grinding. This Saturday is the reward. This is what I've been waiting for. This is what I've been working for. And Saturday I get to eat.
After coming into the camp, after first lost in such a long time, right? Did that put you in a different mindset? Do you have an extra chip on your shoulder this week coming into this fight?
I always have a chip on my shoulder. For me, I hate losing more than anything, right? But sometimes God tests you in different ways. Sometimes you get the straight path. You're the best person in the world, best fighter in the world. But sometimes you got to take a step back to take 2 steps forward. For me, it's learning off each loss and growing off each loss. The last time I lost, I went on an 11-fight winning streak. This time, my winning streak starting this Saturday.
Another question is that taking in consideration how long it took you to get to the title shot for the first time, you finally win the title, now you lose it. Do you feel like the path back to it will be relatively quick, or do you kind of have this feeling that you have to make yourself basically undeniable in order to get a second crack at the welterweight title?
Yeah, I mean, nothing was given to me easy, right? And I don't expect anything to be given to me. So I got to go out there and take it. But first, I got to take Ian's head. That's the key. That's the thoughts, because nothing else matters unless I win this Saturday.
Okay, just one last one for me. There's been kind of a lot of talks in recent times about who's the greatest welterweight of all time. Just was curious about your view on this.
I mean, I think GSP for sure. The legacy, the people. I was watching him growing up. He was one of the guys I always watched, wanted to be like. So, yeah, I think GSP for sure.
Okay, and just one more, if I may. With Tom Aspinall getting, the whole thing with eye poke. I mean, I'm not gonna resuscitate it, but I remember you actually, going into details and talking about your experience with that injury and how serious that was. What's your view, I guess, on the situation and stuff?
I would never poke Tom Aspinall in the eye.
Of course.
No, I mean, obviously it's crazy, right? People are going to say what they want to say. I think Tom just needs to stop caring what people say. Regardless, fans are going to say you're soft, you're weak, you quit, you did this, but you're in the cage, you can't see. That's one of your senses. You only got 5 of them. If you lose one of your senses on the biggest stage with a heavyweight that's trying to take your head off, nobody knows that feeling but you. For me, needing surgery, having to sit out a couple months after an eye injury is the hardest part. I think in general the sport needs to be changed with take a point right away. If fighters get points taken away right away, even if it's a slight eye poke, they're going to start training differently. They're going to close their hands in training. They're going to close their hands in the cage. There's too many guys nowadays that are weasels, right? Some of them will poke you in the eye on purpose because they know it's going to alter it, and maybe I get a point taken away, maybe I don't. I can say it was an accident. So it's just there's too much just thrown up in the air. But if you start taking points away right away, guys are going to have to start making that adjustment in training, in their styles, in their techniques.
Thank you. And again, good luck on Saturday.
Белал, приветствую. Хотелось бы, чтобы ты поделился своими воспоминаниями о том, как смотрел бой Ислама Махачева и Джека Делла Маделены, и съедал ли ты себя в этот момент, когда понимал, что просто нужно было подключить с самого начала борьбу, как делал это Ислам, и тогда откроется ларчик.
I just wanted to hear your thoughts about the fight between Islam and JDM when you were watching it, what you were thinking, and were you kind of, going back to your fight with him and saying, like, all I had to do is just wrestle from the very beginning, and maybe the outcome would have been different?
Yeah, I thought it was an amazing performance by Islam. For him and their team to win a double champ status was huge, right? Because Habib had one of the best careers in all times. Now he's a coach that got a double champ status now, so I'm happy for them. And to answer your other question, no, I don't go back, right? There's no what ifs in this game. There is no, man, I should have did this, I should have did that. What if he would have threw a head kick and knocked me out? What if I would have did this and that? God's plan is God's plan. Whatever happens, it was meant to happen that way. And you just have to accept it and move on. For me, we moved on. This Saturday is where I'm moving to. That's all I'm looking at. That's all I'm paying attention to. And that's all I'm concentrated on.
Да, я смотрел бой, я очень рад за Ислама, это было отличное выступление. Я очень рад за всю его команду. Понятное дело, что у Хабиба была одна из лучших карьер вообще в ММА. Теперь он тренер, теперь у него есть боец, у которого чемпион в 2 разных весовых категориях. Это отлично, большое им поздравления. А насчет второй части твоего вопроса, нет, я никогда не думаю про то, что могло было быть, а что если бы он выкинул ногу и вырубил меня с ноги, и что такое. Я не думаю о том, что было в прошлом, я двигаюсь вперед, я думаю только о субботе в данный момент. И все.
Ты назвал Джорджа Сан-Пьера Greats of All Time в 77 килограммов. А вот если бы Джордж Сан-Пьер на пике встретился бы с сегодняшним Исламом Махачевым, кто бы победил?
He said that GSP is the best welterweight of all time. Hypothetically, what if prime GSP were to fight Islam now? What do you think? Who'd take it?
I mean, it'll be interesting, right? I always wanted to see Prime GSP against Habib. I thought that would be one of the best fights to watch, but I love both guys. I'm excited for if it was ever to happen, right? You never know.
Это был бы очень классный поединок, я бы с удовольствием это посмотрел. Вообще, я говорил о том, что было бы классно увидеть на пике GSP против Хабиба. Это тоже был бы очень классный бой. Но, в принципе, мне они оба очень нравятся, и GSP, и Ислам, конечно, было бы интересно увидеть.
И все-таки, если имя попросят назвать, GSP или Ислам, кто победил бы?
But still, if they said, pick one, GSP or Islam, who would you pick?
I pick me.
Себя бы выбрал.
Окей. И мы недавно послушали твое интервью, где ты жесткой критикой в сторону Али Абделязиза разошелся, и хочется понять твою позицию. Вот все-таки вроде это твой менеджер, но ты говоришь, что он не должен давать бой Камару Усману против Ислама.
We saw your interview where you heavily criticized Ali Abdelaziz, and I know that he's your manager, but you were the one who said that he shouldn't be given a fight to Kamaru Usman against Islam. So your thoughts about that whole situation?
I mean, it's not criticizing him. It's obviously he works for everybody, right? It's hard for him. We're all chasing the same thing. We're all chasing the gold. And at the end of the day, it's whoever the UFC picks, right? Ali's not Dana White. Dana White picks. The fans will pick after this Saturday who they want. And I got to be the one that's standing at the top of the podium.
Не знаю, не столько была критика, просто мне кажется, что это не его работа выбирать, кто будет с кем. Мне кажется, что этим должна заниматься организация, должна заниматься UFC, поэтому те, кого они выберут, тот будет драться с Исламом.
Assalamu alaikum, Belal.
Alaikum assalam.
Welcome to Doha.
Thank you, brother.
Let's say a fight against Islam is not up for grabs. Would you ever consider moving up or down a division to challenge Chimaev or Topuria? If yes, which one would it be?
I mean, I would always love to fight the toughest challenges, right? I would love to fight Topuria. That would be a huge challenge. But for me, it's staying in the welterweight division. I got more work to do and cementing my legacy as one of the best welterweights to ever do it.
Hi Belal, you are 37 years old and now there are a lot of young contenders in your division. How do you see your future in that division?
My future is bright, right? I'm training with young monsters. Ignacio Balmundez is probably 28, and I think he's one of the best strikers in the UFC. Like I said, I got a 17-year-old now, Ignacio's younger brother, who's a monster, right? It feels like the Epstein files without the sex, right? I'm getting their powers through sparring and training, so it feels good. And I love training every day with these guys. I'm learning from these guys, and I'm growing so much from these guys. The energy they bring, it makes me feel younger, and I'm still young in the sport. My body feels good every single day I wake up. I'm blessed to be where I am right now.
Thank you. Good luck.
Hi Bilal, Yusuf here, MMA 101. I would like to ask you, do you think that Ian Garry is overlooking you when he said that he will knock you out, then beat Islam, then he will revenge his loss against Shavkat, then fight against Pratis?
I mean, he's going to be looking up when I knock him out, and the ref's waking him up, so that's all that matters. You could talk a talk. We've seen it before, right? The worst fighters are the ones that have that big spiel. Him and Colby Covington probably have the same writer. They both suck at talking. They both suck at like being themselves and authentic. So for me, words don't matter. Actions do.
Do you think that you may fight Islam one day?
The only fight I really care about right now is me and Ian.
Okay, last question. Rate for us the top 3 Palestinian dishes that you love. Msakhan, Fatta.
Makluba, Msakhan, and I'd say Bamia.
All the best.
Thank you, brother.
Bilal, assalamu alaikum. Good luck in your fight with Ian. However, my questions concerns the fighter you were supposed to fight. This is Shavkat Rakhmonov, and he misses his championship fight with you due to injury. Do you think now that a new champion has arrived, Shavkat has retained his position as a top contender for the UFC belt?
I mean, I think he needs to get healthy first, right? It's hard, especially with all these guys that are fighting and having big performances, especially last week. For him, it's hard to stay healthy in this sport. People don't understand how hard it is to train. So for him, I think key is stop worrying about what's the next fight going to be. It's getting healthy and being able to fight.
Okay, and the last question. In your opinion, right now, Islam says Kamaru Usman his next contender, and does Kamaru Usman deserve a title opportunity? Releasing that they are far more interesting fighters in these divisions.
No, I don't think he does. He's 1-3 out of his last 4 fights. He's fought one time in like 3 years. He has no knees. His podcast sucks. There's nothing really fun about him, right? So I think right now, I think the person that's an elite is probably Morales. To knock out Sean Brady the way he did and do that on that type of stage, I think he's an elite. But after this weekend, they're all going to be talking about me.
Okay, and what doing in this pound for pound podcast with you and Kamaru?
What happened?
Kamaru said.
He got slapped. He got slapped.
Really?
Yeah. You know, you ever watch Rick James?
I understand. Thanks.
Hello.
How
Ian.
are we?
You know, your division couldn't be in a hotter place right now, but I feel like you might have the advantage in that you're going last after last week. Would you feel the same in that you get to leave the lasting impression on the bosses at the UFC to get that Islam fight?
I don't think it's the advantage of me being last. I think it's me being the best and the most interesting. I think the guys did a great job last week and they did what they needed to do. However, I believe I am the deciding factor in what happens for the rest of the division. Islam winning the belt means that he's the champion of the world. We need a number one contender. When you beat number one and you knock out number one in the fashion that I believe I'm going to do it in, there's nothing else. I'm next.
You are notorious at this point for taking on the strongest challenges at any point. Having someone like Islam as the gold at the end of the rainbow for you to be chasing, how much does that motivate you?
Dude, I said this to you guys 6 months ago. If Islam Makhachev wants to come up to the welterweight division, everybody takes a step back and gives the pound for pound king the respect he deserves. That respect has to then be returned. When you come to the division and you achieve the success that you wanted to achieve, and you succeed in getting to your dreams, then you need to also be the man to back it up and fight the best welterweights on the planet. He's calling out Kamaru Usman. That's a has-been. Someone who used to be, not is right now. When you've got the likes of me, Morales, Practice, all of us contending to be the next best thing in this division, there's no question. When I knock out Belal this weekend, I'm the number one contender, and the right thing to do is to defend the belt against me.
You're a confident man, and I know you're confident in every area of MMA, but when you're hearing Belal says he's going to come out and strike with you, that must make you feel a little bit more excited about this knockout you're predicting.
I don't believe it. I think he's talking out his arse. I don't believe it for a second.
I mean, having said that, though, he did go out and try and strike with Jack, right? Maybe he's these Canelo hands.
Yeah, come on, mate. Let's be real. I don't even want to engage it because I don't believe it. Like, it's more like I think he's... How do I word this correctly? I think he's trying to use some sort of reverse psychology to make everyone believe it, and then he's going to come out and he's going to try grab a hold of a leg and hold on to it for dear life because he knows the second I get away from him, it's game over. But there's a couple of things. When you live, you learn, right? So you make mistakes, you learn from your mistakes. What's the mistake that he made against Jack Della Maddalena? So there's two things. Either he's thick and doesn't learn, or he genuinely believes he can strike with me. Either way, I think he's going to be an idiot if he tries to do that. Does that make sense? Without being mean towards him, but just like, be better.
He's one of these guys, right, with maybe the exception of that Jack fight, he has an exciting style on some occasions, but the people who know MMA know how good this guy is. Yeah. So for you to get this win, get him on your resume, how excited are you to have a name like Belal on that resume?
I don't necessarily care for Belal. I care that he's number one. He's the number one in the world. So when I knock out number one, I become number one, and there's no one else above number one except Islam Makhachev, the champion. That's my goal. My entire goal this weekend is to go out there and leave it undoubtable, unquestionable, undeniable that Ian Machado Garry is the best welterweight walking the planet right now, and Islam Makhachev better back it up and challenge me for that belt.
Is there a nice little sweet X factor that he's going to be ringside this Saturday?
Is he?
Yeah.
Good. I didn't know that until now, but no. To be honest, I have nothing but respect for Islam. The body of work he's done is absolutely sensational. What he's done in the lightweight division, the fact that he's come up, he's looked sensational. I'm a competitor. I've told you guys multiple times, time after time after time again. I want to be the best in the world, and to be the best, you've got to beat the best. Islam is at the tippy top of this. So I look forward to a challenge like Islam, and the truth is, Belal's a slight warm-up for that fight because Islam is better than Belal everywhere. So this is just a perfect example of what I can do to Islam this weekend.
Okay, thanks. Ian, hey, good luck to you in your fight with Belal. But I have a question about your previous opponent. Shavkat Rakhmonov was previously a title challenger, but he forced to miss two title fights due to the injury after fight with you.
I'm glad you mentioned it, not me. I'm glad you brought it up.
Yes. Do you think he deserves to be the main contender right now?
Yes, because he fought for a number one contender fight, of which he won. So, yes, I do think he has that. However, unfortunately, the best ability in this sport is availability, and if he can't be here due to injury, then things move on. The sport moves on. It doesn't wait for anybody. So, that night when we fought, he fought to guarantee himself a number one contender fight, and he won it. 3 rounds to 2. So, in my mind, yes, he's done enough for that, but I think when you've got me, you've got Morales, you've got Pratchett, you've got Gabriel Bonfim, you've got all these guys coming up, I think it's going to be hard for him to just walk back in here and get a title shot. But my answer, in my world, I believe so.
Okay, and if you win Belal, who do you think should fight Makhachev next? You or Shavkat?
I don't think Shavkat's ready to fight soon. I don't think he's going to be back anytime soon. It would not surprise me if we don't see Belal till maybe December of next year. But 100%, when I knock out Belal Muhammad, my next fight's for a world title fight, and I'll give you a promise right now. When I win that belt, you know the name that's coming out of my mouth, and his name is Shavkat Rakhmonov.
Yes.
For sure.
Thanks.
Hi, Ian.
How are you?
Welcome to Doha.
Thank you.
What do you think about the rankings right now, where Carlos Prates is ahead of you in the ranking, although you won him this year?
What do you think about it?
I think it's not fair, but maybe because his performance against Leon Edwards was that high, that's why he's above you?
No, I think it's ridiculous. I get it, but when 2 men have fought and I beat that guy, he should be below me. It's okay. The truth is, come this weekend, Pratchett and Morales, they'll be irrelevant because I'll be number 1 in the world and I'll be next for that title.
By the way, Jack Della Maddalena is number 1, Belal is number 2. So do you think now there will be questions, are you going to fight Jack in case you win over Belal or against the champion?
Straight to the belt.
Straight to the belt.
Yep.
Last question, because you are in Doha, first time in UFC history to be in Doha, tell us about your experience so far.
Dude, I've been here for like two weeks already. I've been to Banana Island. I've been chilling out. I rested. I relaxed. I've been here. I've loved it. This is my first time fighting outside of the US for the UFC. And one thing that I love is traveling the world and seeing different cities, different cultures, different religions, and learning and just embracing different places on the planet. And I've absolutely loved Qatar, and 100% I will come back here more. Thank you. Shukran.
Ian, hi.
Hello.
First of all, happy belated.
Thank you so
How
much.
does 28 feel?
Good. If it's as good as all my other birthdays, then I'm going to have a very good year.
Let's hope for that. Well, just to continue on that, I'm sure every camp is different, and every camp has its own vibes and like emotions attached to it. So this camp, has there been anything in particular that maybe a topic, a vibe, a theme that you would like to share, something that kind of stood out, maybe on an emotional level for you personally?
I think this fight, the main focus for me is proving to myself and to the rest of the world that I am the best welterweight walking this planet, and to leave it undeniable come Saturday night when I face Belal Muhammad.
Okay, and well, right now that the title belongs to Islam. He's the new king of the welterweight division, and
for now,
for sure. But I actually personally always enjoy the way that you break down fights and the way that you look at things stylistically and technically. So if we can, for example, maybe it's a little early to talk about it because you have a very, very formidable opponent in front of you right now. But
he's all right.
But how do you see personally from matchup with Islam, stylistically, what do you think? What do people maybe overlook when they think about the two of you?
I don't think people overlook anything about Islam. I think he's phenomenal. I think there's a reason he is where he is, and he has the respect that he has, and the resume that he's 16 consecutive wins in the sport is unheard of. And yeah, I like the aspect as well of breaking that streak, because when I fight him, he'll be going for 17, and I'll take that away. So that's something I would like. That's a feather in my cap I want. Islam's phenomenal. So he sticks to a southpaw stance. He looked far cleaner on the feet against Jack this fight, and I was very impressed by that. His calmness and his composure on the feet was elite compared to what I've seen. However, there are still holds that you can see. If you watch that fight and you focus on the striking, there's obvious gaps that I will absolutely take advantage of. But when he grabs a hold of your leg, he's the best in the world. He's technically beautiful with his wrestling. He's smart. He's intelligent. He doesn't do silly things or make mistakes. He does the right thing every time. And he's a dangerous submission threat. However, I don't care for any of that. I'm so intelligent. I'm so smart on the feet. I'm so elusive. I'm long. I'm tall. I'm rangy. I'm undefeated against southpaws. So when we face off, he's got to get to my leg. And he's got to be able to catch me when I'm longer and taller than anyone he's ever faced before. But also, I'm just wickedly fast. That he's never seen anyone as fast as me. He can pull in bantamweights, and they're never going to be as fast as me. I'm the fastest in the world, and that's my specialty. I'm just, until they stand in front of me, they think they can do something, and then their head just starts snapping back, and they don't know what to do.
Thank you, fantastic. And one more thing, if I may ask, because I think you have a very unique perspective on this. So there's a lot of talk, obviously, about Islam and his potential fight with Ilia Topuria if Ilia goes up to 170. So basically, a lot of people are voicing their opinions, but the reason why I'm asking you is because, first of all, you're a natural welterweight, and while I know that you don't mind that fight per se because it's a giant fight and stuff, but you also have a unique experience of, I believe you trained with Ilia, right? So how do you see this? Do you think how possible it is for Ilia to compete at that level?
Ilia could knock heavyweights out. We've seen that. He can knock anyone out when he touches them. I think Ilia versus Islam is the biggest fight the UFC can make, hands down, in my opinion. You've got two weight world champions. One will try go for greatness and be the first triple champ of all time. So it's an absolutely gigantic fight. Like, you cannot beat around the bush. You have to just state the obvious and understand it. However, I don't know if the UFC want to do that, because then you slow down two divisions. But is it worth it? If they're going to get the money in return and the business is there and the people want to see it, the UFC will do it. So it's an interesting topic. I don't believe they're going to do it right now. I think when you've got the likes of Sarukian and Paddy and Gaethje, they need to have that belt competed at lightweight, and Ilia needs to defend that belt. Islam just won the belt and has to fight a welterweight. Do you know what I mean? That's the way I look at it. But it absolutely is the biggest fight in the sport you could make right now. Way bigger than anything to do with John Jones and Aspinall and Pereira, in my opinion.
Early pick?
Ian, приветствую.
I think Ilia can knock anyone out. And I think he can knock anyone on the planet out.
Thank you, sir. Good luck to you on Saturday.
Иан, приветствую. Хоть сейчас 77 килограммов и находится огромное количество топов, о которых ты говорил, в том числе и ты, но при этом Ислам Махачев хочет бой с Камару Усманом. Насколько правильно будет давать Камару Усмана следующим соперником Ислама?
I wish I knew what you were saying straight off, because it sounds awesome, just so you know.
I got you, man. There's lots of stars right now in welterweight, including yourself. But the rumor has it that Islam Makhachev wants to fight Kamaru Usman next. Do you think that's a fair fight to make next?
Do I think the champion of the world, the pound for pound, one of the pound for pound best in the world, should fight a has-been? Someone who used to be great, but isn't great anymore? No. Where is he now in the rankings? Someone mentioned the rankings earlier on, 8 or 9. The last fight he had was against a guy who had like 7 losses in the UFC. No. Islam Makhachev is a phenomenal fighter. And he needs to fight one of the young, up-and-coming contenders, not a has-been who has no knees. So, that's it. End of. If I was Islam, I would want to fight Kamaru Usman too, because it's an easy paycheck, it's an easy win, it's an easy way for me to get my first title defense at welterweight. But when you've got the likes of me, firstly, if you look at the four main contenders right now, Shavkat, me, Patches, Morales, what do we all have in common? Long, tall, rangy, powerful, and full of youth. Way more dangerous than a guy who used to be the greatest. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Can you translate to him to make sure? But like, and make sure you give it you justify it. Like, not a million years. That to me is a cop out. You need to fight one of the up and comers, one of the guys that are hungry, that have that passion, that have not felt what it feels like to be a champion, that are driven to achieve their dreams.
Кажется ли мне, что чемпион мира, человек, который один из лучших pound for pound, должен драться с человеком, который сбитый летчик, который, я не знаю, какой у кого есть ранги здесь в UFC, ну каким он номером, 8 или каким-то таким? Конечно же нет. Человек, который, по-моему, 8 раз подряд проиграл уже в UFC, почему он должен биться с ним? Я тебе объясню почему. Потому что это самый легкий способ для него защитить первый раз свой пояс в 170. Что есть у нас, чего нет у Узмана? Мы все, первые, например, 4 человека. Я, Пратес, Морайс, Шавкат. Что у нас есть? Мы высокие, мы молодые, мы полны сил, мы идем на победной серии, чего давно нет у Узмана. Почему бы ему не драться против нас? Потому что у нас все это есть. Нет, мне кажется, что это абсолютный абсурд, что он будет драться с кем-то, кто давно-давно сбитый летчик, вместо того, чтобы драться с теми, кто молодые, голодные, которые могут отобрать этот титул у него. Но для него это абсолютно четкий способ для того, чтобы победить и снова продолжить свою серию как чемпиона.
I should have remembered that there was someone going to translate that. I apologize, but you're very good at your job.
Еще один вопрос. Один из самых классных трендов сейчас в ММА — это противостояние Дагестана и Ирландии. Хабиб против Конора, Пол Хьюз против Усмана Нурмагомедова. Хотел бы ты его продолжить? И вот в первых двух противостояниях был счет, получается, в пользу Дагестана. Как ты думаешь, с Исламом изменится ли он?
There is a little bit of a game right now in MMA. We got, Ireland versus Dagestan, right? We had Khabib Conor. Then we had Usman Nurmagomedov versus Hughes, right? So we got this game. Right now it's 2-0 for Dagestan. Would you be 3-0? Would you be the next one to do this, right? If you have Islam versus Garry, that would be the next one. And do you think you'll be able to pull the victory towards yourself?
100%. 100% I can win that fight. It won't be easy. He's phenomenal, and he's one of the best in the world for a reason. He knows exactly what he's doing every time. He's dangerous. But I know how good I am, and I know what I can do to a man like him, and to have his name on my resume, and to take the title from him, and to destroy that consecutive win streak is absolutely something that I want to do. But also, I'm aware our countries have history in the fight game. I'm aware we've had Conor. I'm aware we've had Paul. I'm aware we've had Islam and Khabib. Or Usman and Khabib. Me and Islam have no beef, but our countries have fighting history. So for me, it will be a very proud moment to bring that win back for my country and take that belt from Islam.
100% я уверен, что я могу противостоять ему и забрать эту победу. Я знаю, что Ислам один из самых лучших, один из лучших pound for pound. Он всегда готов, он всегда знает, что делать, он знает свою стратегию, он знает свой план. И он действительно один из лучших в мире. Но я уверен, что я могу ему противостоять и получить эту победу. Я знаю, что между нашими странами есть такое противостояние. Я знаю, что мы пока что в нем проигрываем. Для меня получить эту победу и привести ее обратно домой к себе в Ирландию, это многого будет значить. Плюс это будет невероятное просто в своей собственной карьере получить победу над таким человеком, как Исламом, остановить его победную серию. Для меня это будет очень нужно.
И заключительное от меня. Мы тебя знаем как парня, который всегда развивается, любит посещать разные кемпы в разных частях мира. Это и Америка, и Бразилия, и Европа. А вот не было ли мысли как раз поехать на Кавказ? Понятное дело, что в Дагестан, наверное, будет сложно, так как ты будешь драться, потенциально с Исламом Махачевым. Например, в Чечню, и там как раз потренировать борьбу, которой так не хватает сейчас в чемпионских боях претендентам против бойцов с Кавказа.
We know you as a guy that likes to travel the world and join different camps. You've traveled all over the place, trained in all different places. Was there ever a thought for you to maybe go to the Caucasus, right? Maybe not Dagestan, because likely you're going to be fighting Dagestani very soon, but potentially maybe Chechnya and work on wrestling, right? Because this is something that we see in a lot of the title fights. This is the missing component.
100% it's been a thought of mine. When you look at Georgians, the Chechens, the Russians, they wrestle differently. They have a different style, a different pace, a different relentlessness about them. That absolutely, if you want to be a world-class fighter in every area of the sport, that's the place to go and learn.
Абсолютно 100% уже была такая мысль у меня, если посмотреть на Чечню, на Дагестан, даже на Грузию, то, как они борются, это совсем другое, это то, чего нету нигде, другой вес, другое давление. Для меня это очень важно, и я бы с удовольствием этому поучился.
Hello, Ian.
Hello, sir.
Nice to meet you here. I have two questions for you. The first one is, let's imagine that you have a fight with Islam Makhachev, and let's discuss the fight with JDM. What he do wrong in this fight, Jack Della Maddalena, and what you did different in this fight?
What did JDM do wrong?
Yes, did wrong, yeah, this fight.
Everything. He did. I don't want to sound like mean or rude or negative towards him, but you have a fight with a guy who you know exactly what he's going to do. When you fight Islam Makhachev, you know what he's going to do. There is going to be a time where he's going to grab your leg, and when he gets you down, he's going to hold you down and do what he pleases, and you need to be able to try to defend all that. But what was Jack's plan on the feet? There was no striking. I don't remember him landing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shots. Like, I just don't remember him even landing. It just... I don't know what his plan was.
The last question for me. I don't want to be rude and mean for you, but some of the fighter, his name is Leon Edwards, say that your biggest accomplished is the loss for the Shavkat Rakhmonov. And also, I read some comments in social media networks, on Instagram, something like that. The fans believe in that, genuinely. What you can answer them? And also for the Leon.
How did Leon Edwards get on last week? Yeah?
Yes.
Very lovely, right? It was a beautiful visual.
Thank you so much.
Ian here.
Boom! That head bouncing off the canvas was my Christmas present. I must call my son practice and give him a call and say thank you.
Hello, Ian.
How are you?
How about you?
I'm very good. Very happy to be
Nice.
here.
We know that your son's favorite fighter is Carlos Prates. What do you need to do to become your son's favorite fighter besides you already beat him?
Nothing. We're going to fight again at some point. I've already told Pratis this. I'm going to win the belt against Islam. I'll defend it against Shavkat, and then I'll fight Pratis in Brazil. I'll beat him. I'll knock him out. I'll leave it undeniable that I'm better than him. And then what Pratis can actually do is he can sleep at night knowing that Ian Garry's just better than me. That's okay.
And what do you think about your son being so in MMA?
I love it. I never want to travel. Look, I'm a young father. I don't ever want to separate myself from my family. I do things very differently to everyone 99% of the time in my life, and I love that. I love being different. I love breaking the mold. I couldn't imagine a fight week without my wife, without my kid. I couldn't imagine that. Like, it doesn't click in my mind. Family is such a core value to me, and that love, that compassion, that care, that enjoyment that I get when I see him wake up and scream and shout and try fight me. It distracts me from everything else in the world and just goes, right, I'm a dad, let's go, let's play. I bought him a bike the other day from the Catalan. We've been walking the coast and cycling. It's just, there's the chaos that I love, that I thrive in, and then there's the calm, and he is my reset to calm, and he's also the person that brings me up the most as well. We go wild together, but I love that he's involved in this. I love that he gets to see my hard work, my dedication, the sacrifice. I'm teaching my kids things that I want him to have.
That's lovely. And one last for me, you mentioned Conor and the being one of the best fighters out of Ireland. The John Kavanagh say that he's 100% locked in and always training every single day. What do you think about him coming back to the fight game?
Everyone in the fight game will want to see him back, my friend. He's the biggest star the sport's ever seen. End of. I'm going to tie a record of his this weekend. When I beat Belal Muhammad, I'm going to tie Conor McGregor's record for the most wins for any Irishman in UFC history. And absolutely guaranteed with my activity and the way that I'm going, that record's going to be mine soon. So I'm excited for this.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Shukran.
Okay. Hey, Ian Prates are two contenders for the title shot right now, and you have a good friendship. If UFC offer a fight in the future, will you willing to fight again him?
Did you hear what I just said?
Sorry?
Did you hear what I just said to this man a minute ago?
No.
So, I'm going to beat Belal this weekend. I'm going to knock him out, cement myself as the #1 contender. I'm then going to fight Islam Makhachev, whoever that man wants to fight me. If he wants to fight me in Dagestan and Russia, I'll see him there, right? I'm going to win that belt. I then have to go back and get what I need, which is that win of Shavkat back. So I will fight Shavkat. If he wants to do it in Kazakhstan, I'll do it in Kazakhstan. And then I'm going to go back, and I want to fight in Rio de Janeiro, against Carlos Prates. I'm going to give him an opportunity to try get that win back and fight for the belt. I'm going to knock him out. And then afterwards, I'm going to tell him, now, son, you can go to sleep, knowing that I'm just better than you. Does that make sense? And he knows it. He tells himself, I know he does. I know the type of person Prates is. Prates, man, I love you. You're cool, right? But he knows I'm better than him. He had that fight. He had 11 weeks to prepare for that fight. He was ready. He was preparing for everything. I got off the couch on 3 weeks' notice, and I beat him where he's best. He couldn't touch me. Everybody else he fought, he knocks him out unconscious. He hit me, I took it, and I was like, all right. The only bit of success he had in that fight was I made a mistake. Nothing that he did good. Go back and watch the first 4 rounds. I beat him where he's best, and I made it look easy. I barely broke a sweat doing it. So, Prates, você não gostaria de luta de novo?
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I just want to make one thing abundantly clear. Every single person in this room, every interview I've done this week, they've all been talking about people from last week. This weekend, when I knock out Belal Muhammad, I'm going to make every single other person in the welterweight division irrelevant. I am going to cement myself as the #1 contender. And Islam Makhachev, get ready. I'll see you soon. Wherever and whenever you want, we're next.